Hello dear students, welcome back to Baladi's chemistry classes. In this video, we are going to come across about IUPAC nomenclature of organic compounds. In first video, we come across about structure and bonding, and I said you there are millions of organic compounds. How to name them? Okay, systematic rules are required. That was designed by IUPAC, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. By using this IUPAC rules, how to name a given organic compound we are going to come across in this session. Especially in this session, we are going to come across what is the basic terms required to give that IUPAC nomenclature of an organic compound. We'll discuss. It takes 3-4 sessions. In this 3-4 sessions, we are going to become perfect with this IUPAC nomenclature. Now, in this session, let me explain about what are the basic terms that are required to write IUPAC name of a given organic compound. So very first, when an organic compound is given to you, first you have to write its root word. First you have to write root word. This root word indicates number of carbon atoms in the given organic compound. In detail I will explain. First let me give the skeleton. What are required? What are the terminology required to write the IUPAC name of a given organic compound? First, by seeing the organic compound, its root word you have to write. After writing its root word, next you have to write its primary suffix. The next one you have to write is its primary suffix. Okay, there are two suffixes. One is primary suffix and the other one is secondary suffix. What we have to write in primary suffix or what you have to write in secondary suffix, you can ask. I will explain one by one. Now first you will start the organic compound name with root word. After writing root word, you can write primary suffix, next secondary suffix. The suffixes can be written after the writing root word, right side to the root word. Now before root word also we can use terms. They are called prefixes, and in prefixes are also two types are there. One is called primary prefix and the next one is called secondary prefix. The order of writing IUPAC name of organic compound: first root word, after that primary suffix, next secondary suffix. After writing secondary suffix you can write primary prefix, then you can write secondary prefix. These are the 5 terms which we are going to use while writing IUPAC name of a given organic compound. Means a compound may not require all these 5 terms. Based on the different structure of that given organic compound, out of these 5 we can use. If only hydrocarbons are there, let us take only carbon and hydrogen are there, then root word and primary suffix are enough. Okay, now after knowing this skeleton of 5 words, what is root word, what is primary suffix, what is secondary suffix, and what is primary prefix, what is secondary prefix, one by one we will come across. Now come to the next slide. First, very basic one is root word. What this root word indicates are what we have to write in root word, you can ask. Okay, now right, root word indicates, it indicates number of carbon atoms. It indicates number of carbon atoms present in parent chain. You may ask the question, what is this parent chains are? In rules I will explain in detail, but now just listen. Parent chain means here it is maximum number of carbons containing unbroken chain. When one organic compound is given, in that if more number of chains, that branched organic compound is given, in that branched organic compound the chain which contains maximum number of carbons with unbroken chain must be selected as a parent chain. In that parent chain, how many carbon atoms are there, that we have to indicate in root word. Let us take suppose example, 1 carbon is there in a given organic compound, the root word is meth. If 2 carbons are there, we can write the root word is eth. If 3 carbons, you can write the root word is prop. 4 carbons, you can write the root word is but, and 5 carbons are there, root word is pent. Next, if there is a 6 carbons, root word is eggs. 7 carbons, root word is hept. If 8 carbons are there in the given organic compound, you can write the root word is oct. 9 carbons are there, you can say it is non. And 10 carbons are there, you can write the root word is dec. Root word indicates, it indicates the number of carbon atoms present in a parent chain. Parent chain means I said you maximum number of carbons containing unbroken chain. In that parent chain, if one carbon is there, you can write the root word is meth. Two carbons, eth, prop, but, pent, ex, hept, oct, non, dec. Up to 10 carbons. If 11 carbons are there, you can write it is undec. If 12 carbons are there, we can write it is dodec. If 13 carbons are there, we can write it is tetradec. And if 14 carbons are there, we can write it is, sorry, what I wrote here, tridec it is. 13 carbons are there, we can write it is tridec. And if 14 carbons are there, it is called tetradec. 15 carbons are there, it is called pentadec. Okay, now come to that. If 16 carbons are there, it is called hexadec. And 17 carbons are there, it is heptadec. If 18 carbons are there, we can say it is octadec. And 19 carbons, it is non-dec. Okay, if 20 carbons are there, if carbons are 20, don't say dec or bec. 20 carbons are there, it is said to be ICAS. Like this, based on the number of carbon atoms present in that parent chain, we need to write that root word. What we need to write? Root word we need to write based on the number of carbon atoms by seeing that number of carbons present in parent chain. In this way, we can write root word. After writing root word, next I said to write primary suffix. What is the next term we need to use? Primary suffix you have to write. The word we are using after root word right side is called primary suffix, and this primary suffix indicates nature of bonds around the carbon atom. What primary suffix indicates? Nature of bonds around the carbon atom. Around the carbon atom, what type of bonding is there? That information we have to give in primary suffix. It indicates nature of bonds around carbon. Let us take here, already you know a carbon can form all or single bonds. In last session we discussed carbon shows tetravalency. Always carbon forms 4 bonds. The 4 bonds can be all or single bonds. Then the hybridization of carbon is sp3. It is said to be saturated carbon. And for these saturated carbons, the suffix must be written as ane. If all the carbon atoms in a given organic compound are having sp3 hybridization, means around each and every carbon if 4 sigma bonds are there, then the compound is called saturated compound. Suffix must be written ane. If there is a carbon-carbon double bond in a given organic compound, suppose if there is a carbon-carbon double bond, I'm saying carbon-carbon double bond, not double bond between carbon, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen. There should be presence of the double bond between carbon and carbon, and that carbons will undergo sp2 hybridization. It is said to be unsaturated compound. For this unsaturated compound, when it is having carbon-carbon double bond, the suffix must be written is ene. Next, if there is a carbon-carbon triple bond, carbon-carbon also can form triple bond between them, then we can write the suffix is ine. So in primary suffix, we need to use 3 words, ane, ene and ine. If all the carbon atoms are surrounded by single bonds only, there is no double bond between carbon and carbon, there is no triple bond. If all are single bonds, then you can write the suffix is ane. If at least one carbon-carbon double bond is there, you can write ene. You may ask the question, sir, if 2 double bonds are there, sir, diene you can write. If 3 double bonds are there, sir, triene you can write. But at least one carbon-carbon double bond is there, you have to use that suffix, primary suffix is ene. If carbon-carbon triple bond is there, you have to use the suffix is ine. Like ane, ene, ine, we will write in primary suffix. Okay, root word indicates number of carbon atoms, and this primary suffix indicates nature of bonds around the carbon. So based on that, we can write ane, ene, ine. Now after writing this primary suffix, next we can go for secondary suffix. What is the next word we have to write? Secondary suffix. Listen carefully everyone. Secondary suffix, what it indicates are, it indicates nature of functional groups other than carbon and hydrogen. If an hydrogen is replaced with any other groups, then it is called functional group, and the functional group nature you have to write in secondary suffix. Secondary suffix indicates nature of functional groups. Nature of functional groups we need to write in secondary suffix. Let us take here suppose COOH is there. COOH is called carboxylic acid, I will give you list of all the functional groups, but just here 2-3 examples I am writing. Let us take here COOH is there, it is called carboxylic acid. COOH functional group is called carboxylic acid, and whenever carboxylic acid is there in a given organic compound, the suffix must be written is oic acid. What is the suffix you have to write? Oic acid. Let us take suppose CHO is there. CHO is called aldehyde. For aldehyde suffix is al, and suppose if OH is there, the functional group name is called alcohol, and for alcohol we have to write the suffix is ol, that is secondary suffix. If there is a ketone, C double bond O is called ketone. If ketone is there, the suffix must be written is one, O-N-E, one you have to write. Like based on the different functional groups present in the given organic compound, their suffixes will be there. For carboxylic acid, oic acid; for aldehyde, al; for alcohol, ol; and for ketone, on. Like that, for different functional groups, different suffix names will be there. Now, in secondary suffix, what type of functional group is present in the given organic compound you need to indicate. That's what I'm saying. Secondary suffix indicates nature of functional groups. Now, let us take one example here. Suppose here the compound is given CH3COOH is given. CH3COOH is given. Here how many carbons are there? 2 carbons are there. Therefore root word is eth. And this carbon is having sigma bonds only. Hydrogen always forms sigma bonds, we know. So this carbon is also, there is no carbon-carbon double bond. Carbon-carbon single bond is only there. So root word is eth and primary suffix is ane. For COOH we need to write the secondary suffix is oic acid. So eth is the root word, ane is the primary suffix, oic acid is the secondary suffix. Whenever you are joining this primary suffix and secondary suffix, if this secondary suffix is started with a vowel sound, that is A-E-I-O-U, you can eliminate this term E from the primary suffix. So then the name of the compound becomes ethanoic acid. What it becomes? Ethanoic acid. Why I remove this E? Because secondary suffix is started with a vowel sound, so then we can remove this E from the primary suffix. So the compound name is ethanoic acid. Let us take one more example. Suppose here you can take a CH3CH2OH is there. 2 carbons are there, eth, and carbon-carbon single bonds only there, ane, OH is there, ol. So the compound name is ethanol. One more example you can take. It is CH3CHO. CHO is aldehyde functional group. Here 2 carbons are there. Root word is eth and suffix is ane because carbon-carbon single bond is there. Aldehyde is there. We have to write al. So ethanol. This is ethanol. This is ethanol, and this is ethanoic acid. Like that, based on the different functional group, different secondary suffix we have to write. Okay. After writing primary secondary suffix, the next term is what? Primary prefix. What is the next term we have to write? Primary prefix you have to write. What this primary prefix indicates, sir, you can ask. In primary prefix, what we are going to write, sir? Okay, in primary prefix, for cyclic compounds, if a given compound is cyclic compound, we need to use the word cyclo. If it is a bicyclic compound, we can use the word bicyclo in this primary prefix. If a given compound is spiro compound, and we need to use the word spiro. So only the three terms we are going to use in primary prefix, that are cyclo, bicyclo, spiro. Cyclo will be used for cyclic compound. Bicyclo will be used for bicyclic compound. For spiro compounds, we can use spiro in this primary prefix. So it is specially meant for, that is which one? Primary prefix is specially meant for cyclic compounds, we can understood. Okay now? Right. For cyclic, sir, what are the cyclic compounds? What are this bicyclic and what are these spiro compounds, sir, you can ask? Cyclic compound means closed chain compounds. There is no terminals. In open chain compounds, terminals, right terminal, left terminal will be there. But in cyclic compound, all the carbons are there in the closed chain. The closed chain compounds are called cyclic compounds. Now here how many carbons are there? 4 carbons are there. So that root word is but, and all are having single bonds only. So we can write ane, and it is there in cyclic structure. So we can write it is cyclobutane. What is the compound name? Cyclobutane. Now what is bicyclic compounds are? If 2 cyclic rings are fused with 2 common carbon atoms, two cyclic rings are fused with two common carbon atoms, then that cyclic compounds are called bicyclic compounds. Okay, so for bicyclic compound, the word we have to use is bicyclo. What is the word we have to use? Bicyclo. This is a bicyclic compound, and these two common carbons are called bridged head carbons. What they call? Bridged head carbons. That, remember this name, it is very useful. This common carbons between two cyclic rings is called bridged head carbons. Now this is a bicyclic compound, so we can write bicyclo. Total carbons are 6. We can write hexane. Now right side there are two carbons, left side there are two carbons. In between bridged head there is no carbon. So that's what we have to write. It is 2, 2, 0. This 2 is right side number of carbons. This another 2 is left side number of carbons. This 0 is there is no carbon in between two bridged head carbons. That numbers you have to count, and you can write in decreasing order. These numbers we have to write in decreasing order. This compound name is bicyclo 220 hexane. Now what is pyro compounds are? If two cyclic rings are fused with one common carbon atom, if two cyclic rings are fused with one common carbon atom, then that compounds are called spiro compounds. For spiro compounds, whenever you are writing name in primary prefix, you have to write spiro. And here 3 carbons are there in one ring, 3 carbons are there another ring, 3, 3. Total carbons are 7, so heptane. The compound name is spiro 3, 3 heptane. If different number of carbons are there, here you can write in increasing order. Here these numbers we are writing in decreasing order. Here these numbers you are writing in increasing order. Like this. So the word cyclo, bicyclo and spiro we can use for these different compounds in primary prefix. Now come to the next example. Let me give you different example for cyclic compound. Let us take triangle. It is triangle contains 3 corners that indicate 3 CH2 groups. So we can write its name is cyclopropane. It is cyclopropane. If you take a square or rectangular, we can take it as cyclobutane. Cyclobutane. If you take pentagon, it will be cyclopentane. Like that, easily we can write the names for cyclic compounds. If you take hexagon, you can say it is cyclohexane. It is not benzene, it is cyclohexane. Like for any different number of cyclic compounds are given, we can write their names. So that is the use of primary prefix. Now come here, after writing primary prefix, the next one is secondary prefix. This is very, very important. What we need to include in secondary prefix is very important. Large number of groups comes under this secondary prefix. Now let me write. Secondary prefix stands for nature of substituent. What we have to write in secondary prefix? Nature of, listen carefully, nature of substituents. Nature of substituents. Nature of substituents we have to write in secondary prefix. What are substituents are? Let us take here NO2 group is there. NO2 group is called nitro group. Always it comes under substituent only. It is not functional group. It always comes under substituent. Functional group name means we have to write in secondary suffix. But NO2 group always comes under prefix. Next halogens you can take, that is fluoro, chloro, bromo, iodo. Always these are also comes under substituent. Let us take halo. And you can take SH. SH is called thioalcohol, or is also called thiol. And for this we have to write mercapto. It is also always comes under prefix. Next you can take OR. OR is called ether. For ether we have to write prefix is alkoxy. Ether also always comes under substituent only. That name we have to write in prefix. So here you can see what are the common groups which always comes under prefix. Nitro group, halo groups, and mercapto group, and alkoxy, that is ether group, always they comes under prefix. After this, next what are the other groups which comes under prefix, or you can ask second grade functional groups. Listen very carefully, the word what I am using, second grade functional groups. Second grade functional groups. Let me write it clearly. Second grade functional groups. Second grade functional groups comes under second grade functional groups comes under secondary prefix. What is the meaning of this second grade functional groups are? Let me explain in the next slide. Listen very carefully. If a given organic compound is having more than one functional groups, if a given organic compound is having more than one functional groups, let us take this compound is having one COOH group, one OH group. Two functional groups are there. When two functional groups are there, both the names we cannot write in suffix. Already previously I said when we are writing secondary suffix, that secondary suffix indicates nature of functional group I said. Here carboxylic acid is functional group, OH is also functional group. When more than one functional group is there, both the names we cannot write in suffix, secondary suffix. So then IUPAC given a priority order. In that priority order, which groups have a high priority, which functional group is coming in a high priority, that is called principal functional group. The principal functional group name we are writing in suffix. Apart from the principal functional group, let us take carboxylic acid is getting major priority. This is called principal functional group. When carboxylic acid is a principal functional group, the other functional group, whatever they are present, they comes under prefix. Okay. Now COOH name you can write in suffix, secondary suffix, and OH name you can write in secondary prefix if COOH is a major priority functional group. Now let me give you that priority order. Okay, according to IUPAC system, carboxylic acid will get highest priority. After carboxylic acid, the next priority goes to sulfonic acid. After sulfonic acid, the next priority goes to ester. This functional group name, structure, everything I will give you. Just order I'm giving now. Carboxylic acid will get first priority. After that sulfonic acid, next ester. C double bond OR is called ester. After ester, the next priority goes to acid chloride. After that priority goes to acid amide. C double bond O NH2 is called acid amide. After acid amide, the next priority goes to cyanide. After that priority goes to aldehyde. After cyanide, aldehyde, next the priority goes to ketone. After ketone, the next priority goes to alcohol. Cyanide, yes, aldehyde, ketone, alcohol, amine, and after that double bond, next triple bond, and the least is single bond. Alkanes will get the priority. This is the priority order of different functional groups according to IUPAC system. Now in this given compound, there is a presence of OH group and COOH group. Carboxylic acid is there, OH is there. Highest priority goes to COOH and OH is least priority. That's what OH comes under prefix. It is called second grade functional group. If sir, not only two sir, more than two functional groups are there, one will be major priority, that comes under suffix. Remaining all comes under second grade functional groups. Those names must be written in alphabetical order in secondary prefix. More than one are there. If more than one prefixes are there, always those names must be written in alphabetical order in secondary prefix. Now come to here. Total number of carbons are how many? 4 carbons are there. Root word is but. Carbon single bonds are there. Suffix is ane and primary suffix is ane, and carboxylic acid is there. It is called oic acid, is a secondary suffix. And now OH group comes under prefix. Actually when OH is suffix we are writing ol, but whenever it is prefix don't write ol, we have to write hydroxy. So the name of the compound, it is there on third carbon, so 3-hydroxy butanoic acid. What is the compound name? 3-hydroxy butanoic acid. You may ask the question, sir, why you wrote hydroxy? You said it is ol, no sir. Yes, when we have to write ol for alcohol, if it is suffix. Now in this compound it comes under prefix because it is a second grade functional group now here. Now for every functional group you need to remember suffix name and prefix name. In the next video I will give that all the details of different functional group names, suffix how to write and prefix how to write. Then now you can remember this compound name is 3-hydroxy butanoic acid. Okay, here what is the point you need to note down? When more than one functional groups are there in the given compound, according to functional group priority order, one will get the major priority, that is principal functional group. That compound name you are writing in suffix. Remaining all the functional groups comes under secondary prefix. Those names must be written in secondary prefix. Clear? Yes. After that, next one, after second grade functional group, what are the other groups comes under prefix are secondary prefix I can ask. Yes, that is the carbon atoms which are the carbon atoms which are not coming in parent chain. What is this, sir? We are not getting. Let me explain detail. The carbon atoms which are not coming in parent chain. The carbon atoms which are not coming in parent chain. Whenever you are selecting that parent chain rule, some carbon atoms will not come in parent chain. Those names must be written in again in prefix. Now let me explain with simplest example. Let us take 4 carbons are there here. We can say the root word is but. If the compound is there like this, here also 4 carbons are there, but we can't write the root word is but, because if you count 1, 2, 3, and if you count this is the 4th carbon, there is no link between 3rd and 4th carbon. Always we must select maximum number of carbons containing unbroken chain as a parent chain. Maximum number of carbons containing unbroken chain must be selected as a parent chain. But here root word is what? Pro. If this is the root word, 3 carbons we consider to the parent chain. This carbon, 4th carbon is not coming in parent chain. That carbon information you have to write in prefix. This carbon is called methyl group. What is it called? Methyl group. That methyl group is present at 2nd carbon of root word. So we can write the compound name is 2-methyl propane. So that alkyl group, it may be alkenyl group, or it may be alkynyl group. The carbon atoms which are not coming in parent chain, they comes under prefix. Which prefix? Secondary prefix. Second grade functional groups comes under secondary prefix. The carbon atom which are not present in parent chain, they comes under secondary prefix. And I gave you that nitro group, halogens, ethers, mercapto groups also always comes under secondary prefix. Now listen here carefully everyone. What we discussed, the basic skeleton of IUPAC nomenclature we discussed. First we have to write root word. After writing root word, you can write primary suffix. Next you can write secondary suffix. After that you can write primary prefix. And last you have to write secondary prefix. In the next video, we are going to come across that IUPAC rules, how to select root word and what are the exceptions present in that root word selection. Each and every points we will discuss. For every functional group, what is the prefix name, what is the suffix name also we will come across. Now let me give you finally one more example. There is a cyclopropane you can take, and here there is a OH group, functional group, here there is a methyl group. And for functional group we have to give the least priority. So 3 carbons are there. So we can write prop. Prop is the root word, An is the primary suffix, Ol is the secondary suffix because OH is there, and cyclo is the primary prefix because it is a cyclic compound, and second carbon methyl group is there, it is 2-methyl cyclopropanol. Now by combination you can write what is the compound name? 2-methyl cyclopropanol. 2-methyl cyclopropanol is the correct IUPAC name of this compound. So prop is the root word, An is the primary suffix, Ol is the secondary suffix, cyclo is the primary prefix, and 2-methyl is the secondary prefix. Like that, for a given organic compound, we need to use this basic skeleton. Root word first, it indicates number of carbons. Next, primary suffix, nature of bonding around the carbon atom. Secondary suffix, nature of functional group. Primary prefix for cyclic, bicyclic and spiro compounds, and the secondary prefix is for nitro groups, mercapto group, halogens, ether. After that, second grade functional groups and the carbon atoms which are not coming in parent chain, all those comes under secondary prefix. While writing secondary prefix, if different substituents are there, we need to follow alphabetical order. Same type of groups are there, same type of substituents are there, we can use 2 for di, 3 for tri, like that. Let me explain one more example here. Suppose an organic compound is there like this. Okay, total 5 carbons are there here. Carbon will form always 4 bonds. So you can arrange hydrogens like this. How many bonds are less, that many hydrogens you can arrange. Here this carbon is already having 4 bonds. Now here we can write 1, 2, 3. 3 carbons are there. Root word is prop and suffix is ane. Propane it is. Let me write it clearly. It is propane. Okay now. And here This is one methyl group, this is one methyl group, both are there at a second carbon only. So we have to write 2 comma 2 dimethyl. Two substances are there, both are methyl substance only, so we can write 2 comma 2 dimethyl propane is the correct IUPAC name. Clear to you all? Right. In the next video we are going to come across the IUPAC rules. Maximum number of objective questions also I will give you. Please like and subscribe my channel, click the bell icon for the latest updates, and share these videos with your friends who is preparing for JEE and NEET. Thank you. In next video we'll come across IUPAC rules. Thank you everyone. That's all for now.